editing Kathy with a quick little intro because I didn't mention it while I was filming. This is pretty much an update, but I do want to give, I guess, a trigger warning that I will be talking about suicide awareness and such type topics. So if that is an issue for you, I will interject again. It's like towards the end of the video where I bring it up. So I just thought I needed to give you guys a heads up at the beginning in case, I mean, I don't say anything terribly graphic or anything, but I do talk about some darker thoughts and the like. So I know a lot of you just have this playing, and if there's kids around, or so just so you are aware. But again, I will insert a little bleep FYI. This is when I start talking about it. So, and it's towards the end. Okay, back to the original start of the video. Hey there, friends. Welcome to my channel. Probably going to post this on both my channels, which, by the way, if you, first of all, hi, my name is Kathy. It's a minivan moment. I'm going to do just kind of a catch up with you, chat kind of a video, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be kitting up a diamond painting kit. I always have diamond painting that I bring with me in my vehicle because I spend a lot of time in parking lots and waiting rooms. I'm currently in a parking lot waiting for my husband, and I buy all these little projects. So like what I have with me to kit up is this coaster set. It's like all adorable little animals, and I know these are not licensed. I'm bad that way. Don't come for me. These are Amazon, Temu, wherever. I buy them wherever they're inexpensive, and especially like I do a lot of these coasters. They are to keep me busy, and to be honest, once they're all done, I donate them to the thrift store, and I think somebody's going to be so excited to find these sparkly coasters. At least I hope that. But they provided their purpose to me. So I've got all my drills that I need to put in little containers. So I'm going to be doing that while I talk. But back to my channel. So Spicy Cat Chick was my original, used to be Spicy Cat Jams. I changed it just to Spicy Cat Chick now. And I recently, I've had that for 11 years. That channel. I started it, I was doing a direct sales thing, and I'm no longer doing that because if you're a well-known friend, you know I stinker-rooney at sales. I'm a terrible salesperson, so I'm like, everybody, it's your money, do what you want with it. I think this stuff is awesome. Do you have to get it? No. What else do you want me to tell you? So hold on, I can't count. Okay, 5. Anyway, so I started doing that, and then I was really into subscription boxes, and I would do unboxings. I was never like a big anything. I'm a big person in size, but my goal has never been to be any type of influencer or have YouTube be a job. It's just one of my many hobbies that I enjoy, and I've made such amazing friends. So there's that. And then so I did that. I did the, what am I trying to say? So yes, I did the subscription boxes, and then a couple of my friends, we would do like, we started doing like taste testings, and that was a lot of fun. My husband would join in, and then life changed. I got a different job. My friend kind of moved on, and so I hadn't really posted out there a lot. I do vlogs every now and then. I just kind of, the hodgepodge of all the things you can do on YouTube. I like to do a lot of them. And then I decided, and I hadn't posted for a long time. So now I do, and it's usually my husband and I will do stuff, and then like I said, I maybe will do, like right now I'm going to do this quick little vlog, just kind of catch you up on my life. But yeah, I'm like 11 years since I took the first step into a YouTube. world. And then if you're on my Spicy Cat Colors channel, I started that. I just got the notification that's 5 years old. And I know during COVID, a lot of people, well, I mean, people were already YouTubing, but there was kind of more, at least I found, that's when I found the coloring world and more of those crafty type people. And I got really involved in coloring, even though I was working the entire time through COVID. And then, of course, I wanted to start a channel because I'm like, oh, I was already familiar with YouTube and comfortable talking to myself. And so I started, it's called Colors. And I do, at the time, I did primarily coloring. But I've always done multiple things. I am an equal opportunity crafter, is what I like to say. So I would, and I still will post different crafty things. I like to, I do stamping. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, so sometimes I'll share different stamping things. I've also really been into diamond painting the past 2 years. I haven't posted a lot of my diamond painting because I got into it because of my new job, which had me traveling a lot. So again, if you're a seasoned friend, you know all this. But so I never really got to post, but I have done a lot. And I really hope to. Oh no, where did I put the, oh, there it is. I'm kidding up, but I'm losing stuff. So again, if you are new, you don't need to be looking at me because I just realized the sun is setting behind me. So that's probably going to be annoying. I'm just going to be talking and like pouring beads into these little things. So you're not missing anything. I hope you're multitasking. And so yeah, so I'm still trying to do both. I still post, I do group buddy colors on Spicy Cat Colors. So those are usually the videos that get posted. So anyway, what are we doing now? I just thought I've got a couple hours, honestly, hours to entertain myself while my husband is in at an appointment. And I thought I would try and do a update video. So I'll just update you in the month of September. 2025 has already been a giant pain in my patootie. I joked and I blamed my husband. We both came down with a flu bug. And I apologize. I have the windows kind of open. So, and I'm kind of on a busy road in case there's traffic noise. There's a little bit of dust, so I may need a drink. And I'm not used to just talking as much as I used to. I mean, I still talk, but not like when you're doing a video and you're the only person talking. So if I stop to take a drink or anything, just wanted you to know that's what's happening. And now I already forgot where I was, what I was talking about. Oh, so September. Labor Day weekend was amazing. I don't know how much I've talked about it out here, but you know what? I am loud and proud. And seasoned friends, you have heard me mention before that I have a son who I had released for adoption. I was in college when I became pregnant, and I made that choice for him. And I have been so blessed because he is now, as an adult, when he turned 18, he became part of my life. Again, I don't know if anyone ever wants to hear the whole story. I kind of give bits and pieces here and there. It's by no means any big secret. I'm always happy to talk about it. So if you ever have any questions about adoption, at least from a birth parent's side of things, I'm more than happy to share my story with you. It's definitely not for everybody. It was the choice I made. So I've been so grateful to have my son as part of my life. It's been and this is nothing against him. This is all me and my brain. I have struggled with it because I have gone through some personal crap with my one sibling and his wife. And it has affected a lot of what I share on social media. It's affected me and my mental health a lot. And that's just the way it is. And that I'm not going to share, just because I can guarantee you they will somehow come here and then attack me, because that is their mode, and accuse me of things and put hate in the comments. I mean, they've already done that, which is why I very much limit what I put on social media, because I've already gone through that with them. So anyway, I didn't share a lot about my son just because, and I was nervous. I don't know why I was nervous. I was just scared, because to me, this is like one of the best gifts ever, that he wants to be part of my life. But with what my brother put me through, I know how people can be lied to and then taken away from my life. So my niece and nephew, I saved everything. That's the best part, is that I have every hate message they've ever sent me, and I recently reread them. And yeah, I was flat out told, both my husband and I, to not be in contact with my niece and nephew anymore. And while I held out hope that once they were grown adults, they would reach out to me, that hasn't happened. So it's been almost 17 years since they've been part of my life. And so I know that people can be taken away from you without anything that you've done. So anyway, I'm not giving them any more bandwidth. But for that reason, I was always very cautious about my relationship with my son, because I'm like, I don't want anything to happen that would tear us apart. And I certainly would never do anything. But again, I've learned you don't have to do anything for someone to decide to cut people out of your life. So anyway, he and I are amazing. Let's just say, over Labor Day, my husband and I got to spend a whole day, just the two of us and my son and his beautiful wife and our adorable grandson. So yes, can't remember if I've put it out here anywhere on YouTube, but I am part of the Grandma Club, and I am so happy. And yeah, our little adorable grandson just turned a year old in July, and he's just, of course, as every grandparent will tell you, he's perfect. I think so. My husband thinks so. And yeah, he's just I don't know if he's doing the steps and the walking. He's so close to being on his own, but it is such a blessing. And as a girl who, when she was 20 years old, made a decision, and at that age, I had to think through, and I did. I went through an adoption agency, and they had kind of a, I don't know, it was a program, a counseling. They worked with me my whole pregnancy. I met with them, and we talked about all the things, and I had to understand and accept the fact that because of how this adoption was, it was not an open adoption, in that I did not know where the family, I chose the family, but we didn't know last names, we didn't know where each other lived. Communication always went through the adoption agency, that kind of a thing. So I had accepted the fact that my son may never look for me or want to be part of my life. And that, I accepted that. It hurt like hell, but I had to understand that was very much a possibility. But the reason I still made the choices was because I wanted the best for him. Anyway, and then when I went through my own health issues and uterine cancer, and had to have a full hysterectomy with all the pieces and parts torn out, and my husband and I had never become pregnant, so then that was a whole different hurt and grief and loss. And going through that, at that point, was my son, I think I had connected with him by then. So, but then it was still really pretty new. But at least I knew, okay, well, he's somewhat in my life. He knows who I am. I'm here for whatever he wants. But I had, completely mourned that I will not raise my own child. And I never thought I would get to be a grandma. That was, again, was something I relinquished when I chose the path I chose. So, all of these things to say, it is pretty freaking exciting to be a 55-year-old woman and be a grandma when I never thought I would be, to have an amazing son in my life who loves me and trusts me and knows the truth and will not leave me alone, regardless of what anyone tries to tell him. So it was a pretty amazing start to September. So, and because of the way the weekend landed, it was still August when we got to see them. We went there, I think we spent Saturday with them. So then Labor Day itself, we were home, and then we go to work on Tuesday, and I go to work, whatever. It was nice because I had taken Friday off. My husband and I had taken Friday off because I had a doctor appointment. We'll get into that in a minute, but nothing bad. Just kind of, tell me how old you are without telling me how old you are. Sorry, I'm counting these out 5 at a time. And Tuesday, I'm at work, and my husband's like messaging me, and kind of like, I don't know if I feel good. And then he goes, I'm going home sick. And he had the flu, like puking. There we go. It's pretty much puking. We're puking and pooping and pretty much at the same time. And I'm like, okay. He told me he had never had like the flu before. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because he's just like, oh, I'm like vomiting and gagging and diarrhea. And I'm like, yeah, it's called the flu. I don't know how I got it. And I kept telling him, I'm like, you probably touched a doorknob or something. And he honestly, and maybe he hasn't, I'll have to ask his mom, but he said he's never like had the vomiting type of flu unless he like did it to himself by like drinking or something. So I thought that was interesting. So anyway, so then I thought I was fine. I was kind of feeling a little run down. I thought, oh, maybe it was from the weekend, And I was kind of tired at work. So I came home and I just avoided him. And I went, basically, I'm like, nope, I'm going to just go in the bedroom, read my book, go to bed. You just stay away from me, basically. And I don't know if I had even fallen asleep yet, but it was like 11 o'clock. All of a sudden, I'm like flying out of bed. And I apologize if this is TMI and too much, but just fast forward because I share it all. I'm a real person. So I'm like, no one better be in the bathroom, which it's only my husband and I. And I'm like, something is going to happen. And I had the same thing. The pupin, as we're calling it. It's like, thank goodness there was a garbage nearby because I needed both. It was like, yep, we're, throwing up, diarrhea, all at the same time. It was miserable. So then he was feeling better then he works in the afternoon. So by the time it was for him to go to work, he felt okay. I messaged my boss and I'm like, I cannot come to work. And I can work from home, but I leave my computer in the office and I wasn't planning to not be there. So, and there was no way I was even wanting to work, because I pretty much stayed in the, between the bathroom and the bed all day. And yeah, it was like not pretty at all. So that was fun, and it actually lasted for me for 2 days. And I think it's because, so it hit me like, what, 11 o'clock at night. And then, so I stayed home Wednesday. I stayed home sick, and then it slowed down. Still had diarrhea, but I wasn't puking as much. But I still was feeling very nauseous, so I stayed home again Thursday as well. And then by Friday, I felt better. So, anyone else has this, it is not fun. And thankfully, I have had the flu before, so I knew what was going on. But, yeah, it was not a fun thing, not a fun time. Then went back to work Friday. So now so my husband he was all concerned because he had this boys trip planned for the weekend, this past weekend. And I was kind of excited because I'm like, oh, I can do some stuff around the house that I've been wanting to do. We just have different ways of doing things. So there was like, some organizing, cleaning type projects. And my husband is someone who just would like say, let's take 2 hours, get all the shit done, and then we can relax the rest of the weekend. Now I can do that, but it pushes me really hard. And having just been sick, I was like, no. So I'm like, let me work on this part of the project and do it in like steps. And I'd like work for 30 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it took. I like set the goal, and then I would relax, take a break. And anyway, so my poor husband was like out of state with a friend for this event, and things were not going well for him with his health. He ended up having to leave his friend there. There was somebody else coming for to pick he could ride home with. And like driving home, he had to like stop at an ER on, was it Saturday, to try and get his issues taken care of. Of course, they weren't able to do so. So then he's like, well, then I'm just coming home. So he got home. So now today, Monday, we have spent the entire day up in the metro area where we live, because we live in small town USA. And had to come up to the big city to get to the right doctor. So we spent most of the day. They needed to try and do a procedure. He's fine, by the way. I'm not going to share what's actually his diagnosis and things he's dealing with, but this is like maintenance stuff that happens with him. And it just kind of like, partly was it probably from him having the flu and he was dehydrated, to be honest. But, so I've been in the waiting rooms all day, and now he finished that one, and now we're at another part of the process, and I can't go in there. So I am sitting in my car talking to you, but he'll be fine. It's just, like I said, it's just what happens in this great world of what we have to deal with. So yeah, that's the fun stuff. So we'll see. So then I felt so bad. I like asked my boss if she could just like call me, because I didn't want to like send her a message and have her worry and be like, I can't work today because I got to take my husband to the hospital for an emergency procedure and all this. So I said, and I had told her, I don't remember. It had been the last time I missed work for being sick. It was almost 2 years ago, and I had that same kind of BS. And otherwise, I've not been out of work for being sick at all. And I told her, I said, I rarely get sick, and here, I missed 2 days last week, and then now I'm taking care of my husband. And she understands. She's like, it's okay, you're fine. So there's that. Yeah. What else is going on? So yeah, life is going good. It's been a while. So I've remember everyone, you guys all supported me. So when I finally got out of that horrendous work situation, so I've been with my company that I'm currently at for 2 years. And I apologize if I wasn't very clear before. So when I originally was hired, it was a specific project I was hired for, and that ended at the end of 2024. And I was fortunate enough to receive a job offer within the same company. So I am still working in the same company. I have a different position. It's still very similar. I'm still supporting basically that project where we rolled out this new system to our sites. I'm kind of on like the help desk for them. I'm not IT, but for my area, which is supply chain, I still support and am, you know, working to improve processes and all of that kind of stuff. So I am still with the same company. Travel, there could be travel. There has not been any, to be honest. I had one trip where I went up to Montreal back in June. My company's main headquarters, it's actually based out of Canada, and our corporate campus is in Montreal. And it was pretty fun. I'd never been there before, so that was fun to go. And I drove, of course, because I do not fly. And it was a lovely drive. And yeah, I had a good time. Could have been more productive, but it was just nice to meet a lot of the people that I work with on a daily basis, but have never met them in person. And yeah, the campus is beautiful. And that's really the only trip I've done. I'm hoping we're supposed to be doing some more, but it keeps getting delayed. So I just keep working. I definitely have enough work to do because there's more than enough problems to try and help fix. But so yeah, I am still with the same company, very similar position as I had before, just not with all that travel. So that's why I'm like, you'd think I could start posting videos again, but I think I'm out of the groove of doing it. And because it's not like really an income for me, I do have like ads turned on just at the beginning and ends of videos. I don't run them during them. They pretty much annoy me. Nothing against those of you that put ads all throughout your videos, but I skip them, and I just want to watch and listen to my friends. So, but it's not like I might get $100 a year, maybe, from ads. But if I would post more. Anyway, since it's not a job for me and I'm out of the loop and it takes time and energy, and that's all it is. I'm not making excuses. I'm just being honest. It does. And by the end of the day, I rarely have the time and energy that I want. If I do, you know, I have other stuff that I'm taking care of. So that's why you're not seeing a lot of me. So I had my annual doctor appointments. So it was a couple weeks ago now. It doesn't matter the dates. And I went in and I had, so I turned 55 this year, 55 and alive, and am grateful to be that old. I quit like 2 years ago coloring my hair. Some of you may or may have not noticed. It's not completely gray yet, but there's definitely a lot more white, a little more frosting in there. And I honestly don't care, and I have no plans to color again. It was fun. I've been coloring my hair since I was 20. I found my first gray hair about then. And I just don't care anymore. Reminds me of Melanie and the We Do Not Care Club. I am totally that speed. So anyway, had my annual, so I went on a Monday to have my mammogram. And I got big girls. I'm a big girl myself, but my girls are also big. And I was talking to my one girlfriend who is also well endowed, and I'm like, I am officially so old that my boobs, the sag has increased enough that I had to have a cleavage shot done. Now, maybe this is normal, and maybe I was just not a big enough boob girl, and that the larger boobs have to do this all the time. But I told my husband it's because they have officially sagged so much now that normally, you know, you plop one up and they squish it and you plop the other one up. And she was like, I think let's do a cleavage shot just because a little bit got cut off. And I'm like, oh, skin is all stretched out or something and it ran over the edge. So just as you would imagine, in case you've never done one, which my friend had not, you plop both up on there and then they smoosh them both and get a cleavage shot. So that's how I'm like, how old am I? Without telling you how old I am. And then I also got, so I did that on Monday and I had to do labs. Everything is fine. As I always say, my problem is I'm fat. I got some mental health issues, but everything else, perfectly good. Everything's in range. So then Friday, I went in and actually got to see my doctor and talk to her and do what they call the physical, even though, again, I've got no parts. It's not like there's no cervix, so we don't need to do a pap, any of that kind of stuff. It's more just a consult, catch up with each other, and find out what's going to be new this year. Every year that I get older, there's something new. So this year, the new things were, last year I had started part one. I had the part one of the shingles vaccination. So I had to get the shingles part 2 vaccination and the pneumonia vaccination because I am in the risk category, meaning old. And I also have asthma, which has not been doing well. So that's always fun. So yeah, you know you're that old when that's what you go to the doctor for. But everything came back, like I said. I'm all healthy and sassy. You're stuck with me. What else has been going on? I don't know. Not a lot. Did we take any like trips? No. We did go up after the 4th of July back to where I grew up. I had family members on my mom's side. 2 of her sisters that are from far away decided to come up there. So my husband and I, it was like the little town celebration where I went to school. And my best friend is like the queen of that town. So of course I had to go. And then all of my mom and her siblings, and in fact my grandfather as well, attended the same school. So they all but one. So my mom obviously has passed away, and then there's 5 other siblings. So 4 of the siblings, 2 of my aunts and 2 of my uncles, were in town. And then one of my cousins, which I have not seen, I don't remember. It was a funeral. It's always a funeral. She came up with her mom, with her kids, who I had never met, her 2 girls, and her son, who is now a senior in high school. The last time I saw him, he was like the age of my grandson now. So that was pretty fun. And we had a great time. I mean, it was mostly, we went and visited, we went to Small Town Parade, and it was hilarious. So my cousin's kids, they live in San Antonio, Texas, in a big school district and all of that. And the oldest, her son, is like at this parade, and he's like, there was I forget which, it was the class of, I think 2015 or something, had a float in the parade, and there were like 10 people sitting on it. And he's like talking to me, he's like, so there's like 10 people in their graduating class? I said, oh no, that's like who's here for the float. I said, they probably had about 30. And he's like, I have over 700 kids in my class. And I'm like, oh, you'd need a lot of floats. He just looked at me like I was insane, because I kind of am. But it was just so fun to see these kids, they're all teenagers, but experience this small town world, like where their grandma grew up, when they only have known big city life. So it was a good experience. They got to go drive out in the country and see farm stuff, and wide open spaces and the buffalo, and yeah, it was pretty cool. And yeah, it was great. I loved connecting and seeing them. I did not get to see my other brother and his wife, not the crazy ones, and hopefully we'll get back to see them soon, but I do keep in touch with him. They there was a family Sunday, there was a big family picnic then at the park that he and his wife went to, and Eddie and I were unable to attend because we needed to head on out because that was the day of our grandson's birthday party, and I was not gonna miss that. But yeah, it was just so nice to, you know, I keep in touch with my aunts and uncles. You know, obviously my mom did most of that when she was around, but she's been gone a long time now. So yeah, but they're amazing. I love them. They all told me how much they love me. So that's what matters. That was really the only thing we did though. We, had another quick weekend trip over to North Dakota for a funeral, a college roommate and good friend. Her father passed away, so Eddie and I, because it was on the weekend, he was able to come with me, and we went up there and helped honor him. But yeah, otherwise we didn't do any summer vacations. Again, if you're a new friend, this is new to you. Obviously, if you're a seasoned friend, you already know. Summer is not my jam. I am not a summer gal. I do not like being hot. Yeah, none of those things. So I am ready now for fall. So yeah, the last thing I want to do is go on vacation somewhere and be hot around lots of people. And I don't like to be around lots of people either anymore. I used to be. I've really changed. I look back in the past 20 years, which it'll be 20 years ago. Actually, it was 20 years ago since my dad died this summer, and a lot had happened. Not totally, but I'm different, and I know where it's from, and the people involved will deny. They'll just say, oh, Kathy's playing the victim. But it's not called playing the victim when people are victimizing you and treating you improperly. But ever since then is when a lot of my that's for sure when my anxiety started. I've always had mild depression, but yeah, the past 20 years have been a roller coaster of my emotional well-being, to say the least. But hey, I'm still here. I'm doing good. Editing Kathy again, just to let you know, if you need to tap out now, that's fine. I'm going to talk about September being Suicide Awareness Month, and my own personal experience. That's the word I'm looking for. So otherwise, thank you for hanging out with me. You matter. I appreciate you. And otherwise, if you are so inclined, keep on watching through the end. And so that was another thing I just wanted to mention for those of you that are, I'm sure you're aware, but September is Suicide Awareness Month. And I just want to talk about that a little bit, how important it is for all of us. Even if those are things that you have never personally thought of, there are probably people in your own life that you think you know everything about that have thought of it. And it's why it is so important to just be kind and supportive and loving, and just quit all the judgment and the posturing and trying to be better or proving that you're I have issues with people that think they're entitled in general. None of us are entitled to anything. We work for what we get, but you do not deserve different treatment because of whatever, your position in life, the color of your skin, your sexual orientation. If you are a human being, a person, we are equally. I'm not more entitled to anything than you are. So if we just dropped all of that bullshit and treat each other with love and kindness, Because, as I said, I can guarantee you there are people in your life that have either attempted suicide or thought about it. You are looking at one. Thought about it multiple times, attempted once. And let me just tell you, as someone that attempted, but was unknown because I failed. I'm like, I am such a loser, I can't even kill myself. Seriously, that is how I felt. So nobody knew. My family didn't know. No one knew. And that was during a very dark time. Still struggling a lot after my son had been born, and trying to really process and deal with that choice I'd made and my life and all the things. And I really just didn't want to be here. And then I realized I would not, attempted, and I would not. After that, I knew no, because I never would want him to think he was a factor in any reason of me committing suicide. I did not want him to ever have to carry that, and it would have never been on him. But if he even thought for 1 second that I would not do that to someone, but definitely thought about it. And a couple years ago, another very rough time in my life, and thoughts were crossing my mind. You know, I'm driving 70 miles an hour down a road and looking at the, you know, like on the overpasses and the on-ramps and stuff, the big concrete things. And it was crossing my mind. It's like, if I turn the wheel and ram straight into that, will it end it? And that scared me. And then I got help and talked to the people that I needed to talk to and support. So I'm sharing with this, not because I want anything from anybody. I don't want anyone's sympathy. I don't want anyone's judgment. I don't want any hate from anyone. I just want you to know that it affects a lot of people. So just be aware. And again, if that is not something you have personally struggled with in your own mental health journey, just be kind to everyone else, because you don't know. So, okay. Isn't that a cheery note for me to end on? Oy. It's important. And seasoned friends, you know I'm real. I mean, who talks about getting their cleavage mammogrammed and having diarrhea? I'm very open and honest, and I just think there's things that if we would talk about them more and normalize them, it wouldn't be such a big, deep, dark, scary thing. So it's okay to talk about, and it's okay. You know, the other thing, it's like, if you have ever had those thoughts, it's like, okay, well, if I tell someone, it's like, yes, I've had those thoughts, but I'm not, and I don't feel I'm going to harm myself right now. So there's that risk, because it's like, well, if I want to talk to someone, are they going to like grab me and like bring me into a hospital? It's okay. Just talk your way through stuff. You'll be okay. And if you do need the help and you go and tell someone that you need to go somewhere and get help, and I have a very wonderful, loving, loved family member that I love dearly and never would have imagined that. And that person went to their spouse and said, I need you to take me to the hospital because I am having these thoughts. And the loved one like laughed, because this was not something that any of us would have expected of this person, and certainly didn't present, not that, and that's just to show you there is no way that presents as suicidal. It's not tattooed on us. It doesn't mean you're like mopey and depressed all the time. I mean, it's high functioning, professional, successful people. But thankfully, and I'm so proud of my loved one, that even though their spouse was not understanding at first, they pushed and didn't like write it off and said, no, we need to go somewhere. You need to bring me because I need help. And to me, total hero moment for my family member to be able to do that. Because when you're already feeling that there's something wrong with you, and if somebody, no cruel intentions in any manner, like says a comment or like plays it off when you go to them for help, it could be so easy to just be like, oh, I just probably should go to bed. I'm just, maybe, tired or something. So listen when the people talk to you, and just have the conversations and do what they need you to do so they can be better. And it all can be, I'm not going to say fixed, because I don't think I'm broken. I don't think my loved one's broken. There's nothing to fix. It's just a new way to learn. We need to adapt to learn how to live our lives. It's like I broke my leg. I need to learn how to walk. So I always say I broke my brain at some point, because it likes to do its own thing and think its own things, which I know are lies. And then I'm always like, okay, that's anxiety talking, that's the devil. It's like whatever I need to tell myself, I know it's a lie and it's not the truth. So but there's help out there, because everyone has value and deserves to be loved and heard and to feel okay. Because I've been listening to that song a lot, Jelly Roll, I am not okay. And it's so true. I am not okay. I am not. I have a lot of amazing things in my life, but there are days in my heart and my brain I am not okay. But because I have the tools and the people to support me, I know I'll be all right. I just got to get through this not okay part. So be that person to help others get through until they're all right again. And if you are not okay, find your person that will help you. So, okay, I am going to let you go, because this definitely was not, I just wanted to give you a little update on what I'm doing in my life. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. How much longer do I have to wait? I got another hour to wait. Okay. It's okay. So I'm going to work on my diamond painting. And yeah. Like I said, I'm posting this on both channels. So if you are someone that watches both or is subscribed to both, you don't have to watch them both unless you want to watch or listen to me talk at the same time. The sun is starting to set. Sorry it's been glaring you the whole time. But yeah, we're all good. But there you go. This is me. I'm still here. I'm still sassy. Still fat. I'm getting older. Need vaccinations. Need cleavage mammogram shots. That's fine. I'm here. I'm happy to be like, I get to experience new things yet. See? No matter how old we get, we still get to experience new things. Now, how many of them are tied to medical? But you know what? It's okay. So, my dear friends, I do truly hope you are doing well. And I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me. I've enjoyed talking to you. Thank you for all you do for making this world a better place. Thank you for making a difference in my life. You truly do, just by being you. Again, I always say, whether you are a silent friend, whether you are a thumbs upper friend, or a commenter, or just say a silent prayer friend, all of those things, you matter, you are valued, I love you, and you are perfect the way you are, and however you choose to live your life, especially on social media. It's okay, as long as you're not one of the trolls. Don't be a keyboard warrior. That's a lot of an issues for those of us that have mental health issues, are those type of people that push the buttons and push us over the edge. So don't be that person. Okay? I love you. And hopefully, I don't know if I was going to post any pictures in here, but if I haven't, I'll slide in a few of my grandson, because as my son told me, who I absolutely love, we had a really long, like hour-long heart-to-heart where I really shared with him why I've been reserved and held back, and, you know, I've apologized. Although he's like, you don't owe me apologies for anything. But I think he really understands where I'm coming from now. And he gets why I'm a little more... I always tell him it's funny. It's like, because I go, well, you know, I'm on social media. You know, I post things on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube. But I don't share. This video, probably I have shared more personal, like real life, real Kathy stuff than I ever have in my entire time on YouTube. So I'm publicly share things, but not like real things. Does that make sense? And I kind of have not shared about him or my grandson. And he told me, he's like, Kathy, you can post whatever you want on Facebook, on any social media about your grandson. You are his fucking grandmother. I tell you how much I love my son, because you have earned that right. Don't let what other people have done to you in the past make you afraid to be proud and share. And that really meant a lot to me, because that's exactly how I've been. Afraid of what those people that have been previously mentioned will do. And I'm not afraid anymore, because they have no power over me. They can try, but I know they can't touch what I have with my son and my grandson. So, yeah, I'm all right now. I love you guys.